It is truly a historic day in the Rio Grande Valley, the likes we have truly never seen in South Texas. It is a landmark date, a landmark event, and many of us, I'm sure, in the future, I would hope that we look back on this date and say, I remember when the Valley was a certain place, and now it is what it is, and it is a much better place in the future. Joining us on 710 KURV for reaction on this decision by SpaceX to use the Rio Grande Valley, specifically Brownsville, as its launching pad for the first ever commercial rocket launch facility. It's only appropriate that we begin the long list of leaders and folks that will be commenting on this by talking with NASA astronaut McAllen's own Mike Fossum on this historic day. Mike, can you believe what has just taken place right now?
Sergio, I just got the word too, and I can believe it, and I'm so excited. I'm just shaking. To me, it's a great day for the Valley. It's a great day for Texas, and I'm so excited that we're going to have this kind of capability come into the Valley, and this is historic. This is huge.
Will this change us? And if so, how do you think this will change the Rio Grande Valley?
Well, one of the first things that came to my mind when I heard that it was really going to happen was when I was about a 12-year-old child on the banks of the Rio Grande River, really on Falcon Lake, and at a Boy Scout camp out, looking up at the night sky, at the stars, and dreaming about flying up there. And back then, and it was an impossible dream, and in order to pursue something like that, you had to leave the Valley. You had to go somewhere else to do it. And now this kind of impossible dream is coming home. It's become a reality for me, but I had to leave and go to Houston and other places to go follow this dream. But now the opportunity to participate in this kind of magnificent adventure and the future of exploration is coming to the Valley. This is great.
We're talking about a private company, Space Exploration Technologies, SpaceX, as most folks have heard for some time now, and they truly have been very successful in delivering payload into space. And these folks have big aspirations, huge dreams, and not only delivering payload to the space station and satellites into space, but someday taking people into space. Your dream, the magnificent dream that you had a chance to live, it might become a reality for many more people. You never know; it might even happen in our lifetime.
I absolutely think it's going to happen in our lifetime, and things are moving fast. The space exploration company SpaceX, started with a dream and a vision that was audacious, headed by Elon Musk to create a capability. And I've been out to their plant in California where they really began the production. And I've seen them in Florida at the Kennedy Space Center. It's an incredibly smart, a very aggressive team that has big visions and is making big things happen. They're taking a non-traditional approach, and sometimes that's what it takes to make new things, to break ground, to make new things happen. And so it's exciting. If there's any company that can do it, SpaceX is certainly up at the top of that list. There's others that are in the game too, but these guys are making a big step here today.
Yeah, joining us on 710 KURV for reaction on this historic day. We are reporting here on 710 KURV, Space Exploration Technologies, SpaceX, has indeed chosen the Rio Grande Valley, specifically Brownsville, to be the launch pad for the world's first ever commercial rocket launch facility. We're going to be Spaceport USA. We are Spaceport USA as of today. It's amazing to say that Brownsville is Spaceport USA. That is just, it's mind-blowing. NASA astronaut McAllen's own Mike Fossum joining us on 710 KURV. Now, being 50 miles from the coast, Mike, here in McAllen, 50 miles from Brownsville,
sure.
Might we see on a clear night a rocket launch?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, on a clear day. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Wow.
The view's going to be good for McAllen. Of course, it's going to be better to get closer, and we'll have a lot of work to do to figure out that. But Rocket launches are magnificent when you see all of that energy, the technology, all of the work from thousands, tens of thousands of people that comes together to that launch pad, and then you light it up, and the rocket starts clawing its way into the sky. It's a magnificent image, and I can't wait. I will be there in Brownsville to see the first one. There's no doubt about that.
I would hope that there is a role for NASA astronauts such as yourself, especially with your connections to your home being here in the Valley. I would hope that there's a role for you somehow in this fledgling company and the setup here in South Texas. And this is not something necessarily that I can confirm right now, but I've been told by economic development officials that because the Falcon 9 is so big and it cannot be transported very easily, it would be easier for SpaceX to just simply construct the rocket on site somewhere. So we're looking at the potential for more facilities down here in South Texas that would need to assemble a vehicle like that. We're looking at the potential for many jobs. There must be a role for you and many other engineers to set up shop here in the Valley.
Well, from the sounds of it, and everything's preliminary, and we're still trying to understand exactly what all this means. But it certainly sounds that way, and I don't know what my role will be. I'm still working at NASA in Houston, and I certainly still have work to do here. But you don't know what the future holds. It's clearly, following through with this means a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot of high tech work, and this is a different kind of high tech. We've got some high technology, high tech work in the Valley. This is going to be a different kind, and it's going to be pretty expensive and very visible, again, because we're going to have the imagery of those rockets launching from the coastal plain down there. That's really going to be an attractant. I think it's going to. I have to believe that kids are going to be, understand that the playing a part in that means they've got to stay in school, whether to work on work on furthering their education or becoming really good, because a place like this is going to need welders and electricians and all of the trades are involved too. It's not just rocket science. A lot of it's the same kind of stuff that it takes to the different trades, the craftsmen, and we're going to need really good people to do those kind of jobs too. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there, and an exciting part to be part of America's future as a spacefaring nation.
Amazing. NASA astronaut Mike Fossum from McAllen, our guest right now on 710 KURV on this, again, special programming on 710 KURV. We are interrupting programming for the foreseeable future. We're going to continue talking with local leaders about this. This is a historic day. The Rio Grande Valley, Brownsville, Texas, is Spaceport USA. SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies, has chosen Brownsville, Texas as the world's first ever privately run spaceport. They will be launching rockets here from Brownsville in the very near future. Mike Fossum, now SpaceX is one of, at the moment, two companies, right? Only two that are have successfully sent vehicles into space as far as, from the private sector, right?
Along those lines, yes.
Yes.
SpaceX and Orbital have sent cargo ships to the space station. SpaceX is one of the companies that's working on the human, on a version of their spacecraft that would be human rated to take people to and from the space station. There's several other companies that are involved in that endeavor right now. But
how many companies might you see in the future, foreseeable future, that would be as successful as SpaceX in delivering cargo into space?
Of course, there's our international partners do that. The Japanese have a cargo ship. The European countries, as the European Space Agency, have a cargo ship. Russia, of course, has a string of cargo ships.
But as a private endeavor,
endeavor, the only two that we have that I'm aware of, and there could be, I'm not working that part of it, are SpaceX and Orbital out of the Washington, D.C. area. They both sent cargo ships up to the space station. The companies that are working on human spacecraft, it's a different roster. SpaceX, like we've said, also a Boeing Corporation is working on a human spacecraft, and another company called Sierra Nevada Corporation out of Colorado is working on a kind of a different idea too. So there's three companies that are working for NASA, human spacecraft that can go up to the space station altitudes. And NASA, of course, is working on the Orion spacecraft to use for exploration beyond what we call the low Earth orbit, where the station's located. Beyond that are the Moon, Mars, asteroids, things beyond.
Out in the desert Southwest, also, Richard Branson's still dreaming of sending some tourists up to a low orbit. I believe they're still working on that, right?
Absolutely. There's Richard Branson. They're close, and to being able to do some of that. It's either suborbital, which is basically just a go up to the border of space at 64 miles up, and then come back down in just a few minutes. That's one idea. Another is to actually achieve orbit, which takes a little more effort, and that would mean like at least an hour and a half ride to make one orbit around the Earth. It's exciting stuff. There's a lot going on, and I'm beside myself. That the Valley is going to be part of this.
We are as well, and it's amazing to think that our self-perception and how the world sees the Valley, or perhaps never saw the Valley before, perhaps doesn't know about Brownsville or McAllen. They will now. We will definitely be in the news for the best reasons, not for negative news or anything else. We make international news on this day, and it's an economic earthquake, a PR dream for local economic development offices and chambers of commerce, because we're looking at a potential tourist attraction here for a while. I don't know how big it might be, but we'll get some folks coming down here to take a look at these rocket launches.
Oh, I believe that's true. It's exciting because this is it's a huge endeavor. It's hard. It's audacious. And and the Valley being part of it is going to bring that reality home to a lot of people that have not had the opportunity to travel to Florida to see launches there, or haven't felt like they were connected to it in some way. And here, well, this is certainly a direct connection.
What an amazing jump from an agricultural community and all the issues related to that, and then international trade, NAFTA, light industry, and multinational firms, and the ancillary support services that set up shop north of the border, mostly retail and tourism, to literally get on a spaceship and set it on a warp drive into the future on one day. In one day, you could say we have been transformed because we are now we can call ourselves Spaceport USA here in the Rio Grande Valley. On the education side, I know you touched on it just a little bit, Mike. What opportunities do local teachers have, or should they be dreaming about right now to capitalize and get the most out of this new experience, this new reality for the Rio Grande Valley?
It's hard to tell, and I'm still a little bit in shock that it's all coming to fruition. But again, when students have a vision for what they want to do, what they want to participate in, for what their future might hold, it helps them focus on school. If they don't have a vision, if they don't have a plan, if they don't have an idea, then it's hard to stay motivated as you're slugging your way through the hard stuff. And we need the students to do the hard stuff. We call the hard stuff the math, the science, because it makes them better citizens if they understand the technological parts of our world. It helps them make better decisions. It helps them be better voters, and on everything. And so that brings a spark of this high tech in rocket science. It doesn't get much more exciting than that. And it helps students maybe see, if I want to be a part of that, I don't have to go to Florida. I can be here at home. I can be, I don't have to go far to be part of this, to contribute in some way. And so I think it's going to help a lot of students to take their education more seriously. It's going to give us all kind of something to be excited about, something to reach toward.
I'm sure somewhere in the great beyond, Bill Summers and Mike Allen, the former chief of McAllen Economic Development, and many of the leaders in South Texas that had big dreams for the Rio Grande Valley are grinning ear to ear right now and just thanking God Almighty for this historic event that has taken place. And for us, it is an honor to speak with you, Mike, and get a reaction from you first on this historic day for South Texas. Mike, we'll keep in touch, and we'll see what comes of this for the Rio Grande Valley in the near future.
Saddle up, compadre. It's going to be quite a ride.
All right, brother.
Thanks for including me today.
You bet. Thank you much, Mike. That is NASA astronaut Mike Fossum joining us on News Talk 710 KURV.